So if you play around with Amalgam a lot, there's a specific thing that you might have run into, which is you've downloaded a whole bunch of data, let's say journal entries in this case, and you want to add more lines to the end of each one. Now, Amalgam, as you can see, has a pretty robust situation for dealing with multiple lines on a given record, journal entries in this case. You can have as many as you want, and we've actually got conditional formatting that shows you which lines belong to the same record. If you actually look at it, you can see that this little number in column P indicates what number journal entry we're on. So these are both together, they're both journal entry number 3, meaning it's just the third journal entry on this sheet. Now, if you want to add additional rows, you can do that, but you've got to be careful of a few things. First of all, you need to make sure that all this data on the left refers to the right column. So as you know, if you just willy-nilly add columns, you can start to have formulas that are mismatched a little bit with the row that they were originally created for. And the second thing, and we're starting to get into the nuts and bolts of how the sheet works, we've got a bunch of lookup columns on the right side of this sheet. And these need to still exist because these help us look up, for example, account IDs, which you don't need to use as a user, but QuickBooks needs to know when we send the data to it. So your two rules are you need to preserve the correct rows, and you need to make sure that those lookups, which are usually all the way to the right, are preserved. So if we're going to do that, our steps are going to be just two simple ones. We're going to start in column E, meaning before any of these nifty formulas here. And then we're going to go all the way to the right side. Right click, hit insert. Obviously, this is going to be slightly different in Google Sheets, but it's going to be the same basic process. So I'll add 2 rows here. Now, we need to make sure that all of these formulas are preserved. So I'm going to copy down all of the formulas, and I'm actually going to go all the way over to AN to get all the hidden formulas. I'm going to copy that down, and now I'm just going to delete the data here. And so what does that do? Any of these rows where there's data in it have been deleted, so we're not creating a new date, we're not inputting new ID values or anything that QuickBooks needs to know, but these formulas all the way over to the right here still exist. Now, if I were to put in, let's say 10, 10, you can see the conditional formatting is working. I'm just going to make these both something that doesn't make any sense, upload it, and we should get a success message here. And so this is 4/30/2024. I'm going to download this data again. Here we go, here it is, and you can see that these 2 new rows that I just created have been added to the bottom. So it's a little tricky, gets into a little bit of the nuts and bolts of how the product works, which is we've got a bunch of hidden rows and lookups. If you're not sure about how to do it, just reach out. I can give you a specific set of instructions. But so long as these formulas over to the left are preserved, so long as we still have these formulas over to the right that are usually hidden, then we should be all set.